quintessentially Canadian idea to have the four final torchbearers, and no one really gets primacy. Have them light the cauldron simultaneously. Great touch.
Yeah, unfortunately, we lost one of the legs of the cauldron, but still beautiful. I think it was a stunning way to light it. And because, as you mentioned before, this is an indoor cauldron, not visible for people outside the stadium, the flame is now on its way to a second location not far from here. We'll get to see that lit, and we'll get to hear from some of the American athletes who just witnessed this incredible show.
But first, while President Obama was not in attendance tonight, Vice President Joe Biden was, and he is with our Lester Holt.
Vice President and Dr. Biden, you go to these things, everybody wants to know, you were there in person, what was it like?
Well, it was exciting, especially when you saw the U.S. team come in. I mean, and I liked the reception they got. It was really cool. We were earlier today.
Exhilarating, really.
We were early today. We got to talk to all the team members and meet them, and had our granddaughters there, and it was a kick.
Yeah.
It was a
Don't
kick.
tell me about bringing the granddaughters. I understand one of them is into snowboarding and got to meet a hero.
We all went skiing last weekend. We do it once a year, and the little one, her name is Maisie. She said, "Pop, Shaun White." He said, "Shaun, can we see him?" And so I met with. We had the whole snowboard team. Said, "Can we have a picture with you, Mr. Vice President?" And I said, "On one condition, my granddaughter can get in it," and they loved it.
So forget the official duties. You've done your duties.
Let me tell you something. I'm a hero. All that matters what your granddaughters think. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks.
What did you tell these athletes?
Well, I told them that it's an amazing thing to me as a guy who, when he was a kid in high school and college, thought he was an athlete. The idea that they risk failure in front of so many people. It takes a lot of guts, man. It takes a lot of guts. I mean, and I think the reason that we admire them so much is not so much they're the greatest athletes. They are, but there's other people equally with as much physical prowess. But these kids have character, man. I mean, can you imagine?
Oh, a lot of heart.
Tell me about British Columbia. Have you spent time here before, and what's your impression?
I've never been here before, and we just got here this morning, so I haven't seen much of it.
I've been here before, but not very often. I'm familiar with Canada, but usually in the east, because I went to Syracuse and moved up to Canada and friends up there. But this is only the second time I've been in British Columbia.
What are the two of you looking forward to seeing in terms of the competition?
Well, I think I'd like to see the women's hockey.
This is a hockey fan.
And the bobsledding, because they're all guys that are in our military. So they're Army and Army National Guard. So they're the two I'm looking for.
Vice President?
Downhill. I'm anxious to see the downhill, and also anxious to see the giant slalom. I don't know where we can fit both in, but we're trying to figure. We're hoping for another snowstorm in Washington, so we can't get back.
I don't think they'll want you back if you make that kind of wish. Well, listen, thanks to both of you. Enjoy the games. It's really good to see you.
First time we've ever seen the Olympics rehearsal.
And our thanks to Lester Holt and Vice President and Mrs. Biden. Wayne Gretzky being conveyed across town to light the second cauldron. When we come back, we'll see that, and we'll also hear from some American athletes.